everyone. Welcome to Riddle Me This. My name is Emeli,
My name is Anitha.
and we are going to review episode 6 called Burns and Betrayals for the show 90 Day Fiancé Before the 90 Days. We'll jump right into the episode, and we'll first begin with Elena and Caleb. They began the episode talking about their experience that they had last night. I really appreciated Caleb's honesty. It kind of made me feel a little bit awkward and uncomfortable kind of hearing the happenings of what happened last night. His honesty about how different it is to be with a little person compared to a tall person. I appreciated his honesty, but at times I felt like maybe I shouldn't be hearing this. Maybe this should be a private conversation, telling your family or friends. What are your thoughts, Anitha?
I was gonna say the same thing. I found there seemed to be cringeworthy, secondhand embarrassment. Although nothing was embarrassing, there are two adults, but I felt like it was a little bit TMI. And even when you see when they met up with their friend, I forgot what was the name of the guy.
Elijah.
Elijah, and she was saying that, oh, I took a ride on his disco stick. I was like, because I'm a visual person, so if somebody says that, I'm visualizing that, and I'm like, I don't think I should have this image in my brain, so I found that very cringeworthy. I really do. And it's just, I find that just to be TMI, really. But again, I applaud Caleb for being honest and being honest. You have to be honest and kind of disclose of, like, this is what I'm dealing with, with a little person. And yeah, he's just being honest, and I applaud him for that.
And we didn't see much of them on this episode because last episode we saw a lot of them. So I think they're trying to balance things out.
Yeah, and I would say last episode towards the end, like when Caleb grabbed, a good sum of her behind, I was like, I guess they're gay. They're going there. They were going there tonight. So it was cringeworthy. And also trying to get some light of, what the future looks like. What is the future? What do they define their future?
And I think
states, or
I think her concerns are valid. Now that we're over that mountain or disco stick, we are over that, and that is on the side. Now we can now she can focus on the rest of the trip, trying to figure out, is there a future with me and Caleb?
Now she's able to focus on what really matters. You can ride the disco stick, but I mean, in his introduction, he did say that he likes to have fun, so you're probably one of them. He's just counting. So I think, she has valid questions, but also I feel like before even asking the future, like, are you sure that you guys are looking at the same thing? Like, is he all in? Does he want a relationship? We can talk about location if we're not even gonna become an item, because they keep talking, it's like they keep referring to, oh, we've known each other for 13 years. We've been friends for 13 years. So you're talking about as a friend moving to Russia, or as a friend to move to the US? So I think they need to define what their relationship is right now, or, down in the line.
Yeah, how that looks like. The next couple we can talk about is Jasmine and Gino. There was a lot to unpack here. The first scene we can talk about, just like the whole gym scene, but particularly, I noted how Jasmine said the following line about Gino comparing her to the ex. And that I thought was kind of delusional. I feel like the whole scene, she's delusional. I don't know. Yeah, I think she's lost it.
Right. I mean, she did say that she had experienced some betrayal in the past. So maybe it's like trauma, and she's having like PTSD. So
I don't think that's the right way to handle it.
Right. It's not the right way to handle, but I'm just trying to kind of give it a benefit, not give it benefit of that, but just trying to say where she's coming from,
Mm-hmm.
where behavior is coming from because she has an experience. But yeah, I would say that was really when she said that, I was like, what? And I wish they had play those look backs, how Raven Simore show
Yeah.
was. I have those like rewind real quick. Yeah, flashback and showing that she was the one who keeps bringing this up, keep bringing up the wives and stuff. She kept on bringing them up, talking about the walls, talking about decor in his house. Yeah, definitely delusional. And even the toothbrush stuff. And I don't know if we talked about last week the toothbrush situation. I mean, she got nice teeth, but that toothbrush, I'm sure it was like a good more than $100. And so for her to wanting more, I hope Gino has learned his lesson, and in the future, just don't open the presents right away. Just wait up until the holiday.
I think he's learning a lot. At the end of the episode, I'm skipping over a few other.
There's nothing for him to learn. He just need to lace up and run.
Exactly, but that doesn't look like something he's going to do anytime soon. I really, honestly think he's in it for the wrong. Just like Memphis in a way, he set his mind, oh, I'm gonna get this girl pregnant. Now he knows he can't, but I'm gonna marry this girl unless she doesn't allow that to happen. Is going through. But yeah. like you said, there's nothing for him to learn. She gave him a one-on-one lesson at the end of the episode, letting him know, I don't want to hear ish about your ex. They're dead. I want, and he said in his green screen, I need to be like, yes, dear, no, I don't like those colors. Like, he's learning. Unfortunately, I don't think that's how relationships should work. But she's not the typical girlfriend, or at least that's
but they do make good TV though. They make good TV. She's crazy. She's back crazy.
That part.
And she makes good TV. She makes good TV. She was saying like, good boy, you're like a dog. I was like, wow. And then she had the audacity to go ahead and book a vacation or a hotel, and you say you're gonna pay for it.
What are your thoughts on, even though that argument they had in the gym was small, it brought up a question of, would you also be bothered if you had known this person that you're interested in, you're talking to, has this much influence in their house that reminds them of their past relationship, but keeping in mind that they were married? It's not like they were just boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah. No, I think so. I think that would, make me feel some type of way, but I feel like it's just how you handle it. I feel like she's going all the way, like the wrong way about it. She's getting worked up for nothing, and she's calling them names. I feel like, it's a conversation that needs to be had, but the way she's handling it, it's not the right way. So I understand the point, but I just don't understand. I don't agree with the way she went about it.
And I think she completely crossed the line a long time ago, but she got to a different level of low when she started calling her names outside her name. Like, you don't even know this woman. Maybe, I think also Gino is to blame, because I feel like he also slips up and says stuff like how she had slipped up and said about, oh, I've done all this stuff in the bedroom more than she has done in the past 7 years that you guys were married. She wouldn't have known that unless Gino, you slipping tea and you're telling, you also low-key trash talking your ex-wife. You're giving her the ammunition, and therefore she's throwing it right back at your face.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say that too. I think, she keep pushing the boundaries, and Gino allows her to do that.
At the end of the episode, I didn't really like how she leveraged, in a way, the birth control pill situation.
Oh, yes.
She used that. She twisted that. I'm like, I'm already mad. Let me try to slip this in and then forgive him.
Exactly. She was slick. She was slick with it. She was trying to cause commotion so it could be chaos, and then just like slip in there, like steal something, and then oh, it was chaos. Yeah, what's going on? Okay, well, it's over now. Let's go to sleep. That's what she was trying to be. It's like mental. It's like a mental game.
Yeah. She's slick. The next couple we can talk about is Memphis and Hamza. I first noted how Hamza lied about his age to Memphis. I was talking to you while we were watching the episode about how it could be a culture thing where it's seen as a small lie. It's not as big of a lie as Memphis blew it up to be, but she is right in her own way to react like how she did.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is based on Hamza's mother's green screen, she seemed calmed and like it's okay, it's just something small, like it's nothing too big.
Yeah.
Memphis didn't feel that way. But what
I agree with you. She definitely, in her own right, she should feel that way. Because if they're going to go for the visa, I would assume you have to present the birth certificate. So it was bound that she was going to find out eventually. So I didn't like the fact that the mom was trying to justify and say that, oh, maybe Hamza wanted to feel big and strong and older and mature. You're the same mom that you don't want. I guess that's where the double standard comes in. It's like, oh yeah, I don't want my son to have sex, but he can lie. So it's like, what are we what are we based these rules on? Yeah, but I guess it might be a culture thing. Like, okay, it's not a big lie. But also, even for me personally, I mean, I would feel the same way Hamza feels, but as somebody who's watching, I'm like, well, Hamza, listen, you probably have a lot of things to worry about, not just that. You don't worry about language, because he might use that, as an excuse down in the road, like, hey, I said it, but you didn't understand.
Another element that made, I want to say for Memphis, made this lie worse is because homegirl is down there to get married. If she was just dating the guy, going there, oh, I'm gonna visit my boyfriend, he lied about it, okay, I'm gonna dump him when I get to the States. She's getting married to him.
She went to Tunisia with her mindset that she's going to get married. Now, and I know previous season you've seen, like, we had a girl who was dating a guy from Morocco, and she did the same thing. She went in to see him, and then she actually came back and went back again to Morocco with her daughter, trying to test out the waters, and now they did not work it out. So I feel like, instead of rushing to get married, maybe she could have done that, knowing that she has a baby. Not just by herself. I understand if she was by herself, but she has a baby. And I also didn't like the way, her tone. Like Hamza is he seemed very soft, very monotone. And for her to be like, go get it now. Let me see it. Let me go call her.
Barking orders. Why are you barking orders in someone else's home?
Exactly. So I feel like that kind of set the relationship. It kind of set the tone that Hamza might not feel comfortable telling her the truth because she's coming off really, really strong, so I feel like she needs to watch that. She needs to be a little bit more softer so he can open up. He can be honest, like, hey, I lied to you about this. You never know. But for her to come off like that, like, now, like, you're not parenting him. Don't parent him if that's going to be your husband.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see Memphis catching the next flight if it was the other way around. And
right. And also we can see that the next scene next week is the same thing. Why? Like, it's coming off a little bit too strong, and I feel like he might go to that point that he might have to hide things from Memphis, start lying,
that goes into like, that reminds me more of a parent kid relationship than a relationship between two adults liking each other and stuff.
Exactly. It's gonna be the same way, like how Hamza was saying that he had sex several times. He said this was the second time under her his mother's
I think it's first, according to him, but
okay. But I'm just saying, like, he's gonna look at Memphis like a mom, and that's not what Memphis wants. Memphis wants a man, like a husband, not a child, but you already are parenting him. So uh, I don't know. It's not the greatest start of a relationship.
It's
Uh, with lies or not, just the way he talks to the way she talked, she was talking to him. It was not a good light at all.
yeah.
Like,
I didn't like that at all. And yeah, we touched on all those points. The next couple is Kimbali and um oh, I have to talk about TLC's shady cameraman. In the beginning when Kimbali was talking about which Usman shirt am I gonna wear today? Oh, this shirt or this outfit got my butt looking good. And my butt's probably gonna be even bigger than all these dance models or whatever. Okay. And why did the cameraman zoom in on that ass? The camera zoomed in like, oh no, like, come on. Who are these people?
Shady boots. But I was gonna say that's a perfect segue because I looked at Kimbali the same way I looked at Memphis, like manager. Like you went to Tanzania because you had a potential to become a girlfriend, but now you're a runner-up for a manager. You went to apply for a job, right? You were interviewing for a doctor, but the way you got there, you start mopping floors. Like, well, I mean, you mopping this floor is pretty good. Might as well just, full time, perhaps. So you coming off the same thing, and I just love the scene where Usman is walking to the where they were shooting the videos with his laptop. I was like, yeah, boy, go ahead, show that laptop off.
The mama gave you, okay. You better show that you know how some parents want to see you using those gifts. They don't want to be like, hey, it's over there collecting dust. No, I want you to use it the next day.
Yeah, no, it was like, I was hoping that she would stay back and she went in and tried to control the whole scene and compare him to Michael Jackson. I was like, Michael Jackson does not deserve this. He does not deserve this.
Another comparison in the book. The next couple is Emeli and Mike. They were interesting as always. We can talk about how that conversation that they had, recapping.
Yeah, her not being able to have kids.
Mm-hmm. That conversation wasn't much. There wasn't anything much, interesting. It was just, a regular conversation of her apologizing for lying and all that. But what I do want to touch on is her low-key manipulating or guilt tripping, or what's the other word where you leverage something? Is it gaslighting? I don't know if that's the correct term. I've never used that word before.
Yeah, I don't think it's gaslight, but I'll say like what you said.
Guilt tripping.
Guilt trip. Yeah, she definitely guilt tripped him.
Guilt tripped him and said, "Hey, like, I don't want you to leave me because what's going to happen to my kids? As much as I with Zemena, I'm like rocking with her to the end. I hope she gets to the US with Mike or without. I don't think that's the right way to go about it.
That defeats the whole purpose of this show.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I want her. How can I have two things at the same time? Like, I want her to.
I just want her to succeed in life. I want her to find love. I want her to find, a good person.
Better life. Yeah.
Yeah. But I understand that. Like, I feel like for you to guilt trip a man to say, not a man, anybody to say like, oh, how about these two boys? You can be a father. It's like, okay, I mean, he can do both. He can have it he can have both ways, but he wants his own. He wants his own, and I feel like that's the same thing that sometimes we can see around in like real life, that you'd be like, oh well, if she can't have that, you guys can adapt. But he said that he wanted his own, and I think it's fair. It's okay for you to want your own. It's okay. And so it's kind of a little bit unfair that she kept that secret from him until he got to Colombia. I understand, but I feel like she knew exactly that was not, if she had told him when he was in the States, he would have never came, you know. And so she definitely manipulated him until now. So, you know, have sex with him, and now he's like googly eyes, and you know, yeah. But I enjoyed them when they went to the resort, when he booked the staycation somewhere else. I love the sceneries, but
Twitter was
she
exploded.
gas. I was like, really?
Oh, yeah.
Really? Like, there's a cameraman there, and you just met this girl for like a week. Like, you know, when you met a person, when you start dating a person, you on your best behavior. You don't fart, you don't poop, you don't, like, the only thing you do is pee.
But again, hey, remember last time he had a girlfriend or anything of sort? It said 20 years ago.
Oh, didn't know about that. I didn't know about that, but I'm just saying it was. It's so interesting, maybe because like we saw that flashback. You know, we saw this season of preview the entire season, and it had the scene that, you know, it's like, I'm not attracted. So now it's so interesting when I see her looking at him. You can see like she kind of has like this sort of like disgust look. It's just like she really does, though.
You know who reminds me of this? Big Ed. You remember Big Ed?
Yes,
the girl always like, and like always making those noises.
I feel like sometimes she doesn't catch herself, but also can be editing. But I just feel like she looks so disgusted sometimes, or she just looks at his head. I don't know why, but I just feel like sometimes like she's just like, what did I get myself to? She is. But it also was so funny when she was talking about the hitman, you know? She was talking about the hitman.
Yeah, let's talk about the hitman. That conversation, I mean, it exploded Twitter. I loved all the memes. Y'all should just check out Zemena, #90day fiance. All the hitman jokes were hitting. And he had every right to say, am I safe? Are you safe?
No, girl, not about you. Am I safe? Because I'm the one who is like,
he started. He was like, am I safe? Are you safe? Are the kids safe?
I can imagine down on the road, she might get kidnapped and be like, hey, you have to pay ransom.
And she has the audacity to say it was 2 years ago. I'm like, girl, I don't care.
Girl, 2 years ago, it's like COVID. COVID started 2 years ago. What you mean? Like 2 years was like yesterday.
Maybe COVID just could have got him though. That's something.
Girl, I highly doubt. Resilient. If it's a hitman, they're definitely resilient.
Imagine a hitman getting hit with COVID, and that's the thing that takes him out. Yeah, there's just a lot to unpack, but to simplify that scene is like Mike's still gonna take it. Mike's still going to continue. I think he's just going to brush it off.
Yeah.
But there wasn't much depth to that scene. It's just like another box unlocked of secrets.
Yeah.
And I think next week we'll hear more secrets, or I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like today they could have just done one scene all together. It was not. They're just like spacing it out, and I guess it's just, you know, trying to make up their 2 hours.
Yeah. We didn't see much of Ella and Johnny, but we did get introduced to a new couple, Ben and Mahogany. Oh, Mahogany. Let's talk about the age gap. Shorty is like 24.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, 52. Mahogany is 24.
Yeah, Mahogany is 24, and Ben is like 50 something, and he's from Michigan.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of said it all. He said he met a girl online.
Okay, you better call it the way it is.
He's not finding women. He finding girls online.
Not a lady, a girl.
I'll let that speak for itself. And I don't know. I mean, I thought at first when that was just like all we knew, I was like, okay, maybe he just didn't have a type, and that was just. But he said he was getting a lot of response on social media from his pictures. I was like, I brushed it off, and then when we met the friends who were talking about you sending money to this chick, girl, I just wish all I had to say is I wish I was I wish I was mahogany. I mean, crap, I could borrow 1,000.
I don't wish to be mahogany. I wish I was the African who played him first.
Now, who is this African? Is this Usman? Is this Slam T? Who is it?
Michael. I would see. Listen. Listen. You know what? Actually, just to go back a little bit, Kimberly is what Michael needed. You know Michael from the
but it was that man I showed you on that meme.
Angela, yes, he was married to Angela. Mm-hmm. That's what I just could only imagine two of them. That would be a perfect match. So both of them are just like something is off. So it makes sense. But yeah, no. But back to Mike.
To Ben.
Yes, I found it. I mean, the first time was they didn't. You know, the wife. I feel like the wife kind of dropped the bomb on us because I didn't know this was like a second time, you know, because the way he made it seem like, oh, it's the first time, you know, found this young person, whatnot. But you know, and also it makes sense. It makes sense why he broke the engagement the first time, the first girl, because in a younger relationship, she wants the attention. She wants the attention, but he cannot give the attention because he has kids. He has kids that are close to her age, you know. So, and you cannot divide yourself up like that. You cannot spread yourself. You're going to be spread really thinly.
Yeah. That's just a sticky situation. And I also appreciated his daughter. And his daughter getting in on that selfie talking about, Dad, this is fake.
Best thing I've ever seen. The fakest.
The Snapchat, I feel like, oh my gosh, I wish they wouldn't edit any of that green screen because I bet she was going in talking about this is the same filter I be using too.
Okay. Yeah, no, that was so fake. Even the video, I could only imagine like, hey, the video, you think like maybe the video's like, hey, hi, Ben, I'm Mahogany. No, she's like, hi, I'm Mahogany.
Hi, I'm Mahogany. Hi. Like she said it twice.
Right. No, she said it in Spanish and then she said it in English. I was like, what? That's it? At least, hey, I hope you have a nice day. Like something like that. I'm telling you, even you don't need to be an engineer. You don't need to be in social media to know this is fake. You don't even need to watch Catfish.
And somebody said on Twitter that how is she sending you videos and she can't video chat? Make it add it like the math.
Not mathing.
Exactly. What's
no.
She's sending videos, but she seemed like she living the best life and she can't send you or she can't video chat.
FaceTime? No, not okay. All right, we see. It's interesting how we saw that next week. You know, he's about to go see her. And oh Lord. Interesting.
Yeah, that's not making sense. But he's a handsome man, and I feel like I don't know why he can't find someone here domestically. Like, I mean, you're a good-looking dude. You're 50. If you like the youngins, I'm sure you can go to church, like how he praises all the time. Go to church, find you a little church.
In this,
I don't know.
I'm like, I was just talking to the TV. I was like, don't put God in this. Don't bring God into this. Don't.
Yeah, child. Now let's hit the expectations for based on the preview that we got for next episode. Will Usman spend the night with Kim?
Girl, no.
Did you catch how Usman, his reaction was like, your room?
Like, you telling me if a man is attracted to you, it still doesn't want to spend the night?
Don't even talk about attraction.
Like literally, no, I'm just saying, like it's denial. Like how much, like you are so in denial, Kimberly. I just can't even stand it. It's like he's not into you. Let it go.
It's tough. Like the fact that he's just asking, I don't know, but why you gotta beg him? Why you have to beg him?
You would think after the PlayStation and the Mac.
I was like sleeping on her lap in the car. Like that night, you told me that night you can like a little like, babe, just come to my room and we could just like go to bed.
I've got to the point that I really feel like Usman is doing this for a show. He's still gaining up his followers or becoming more popular and famous and whatnot. But this guy does not want anything to do with Kimberly. Nothing sexually.
It makes me think who was the one that brought or proposed this couple to the show. Was it Kimberly? Because actually both of them could have. I can see both of them being motivated to be like, hey, let's bring it to the TV. You can get more followers and, you know, I have a personality and maybe we can make this something.
Right, because Usman did say that today, like during the show. He said that, you know, I want Kimberly here because as a fan, I was like, what? I thought she came here for potential of a girlfriend, but now a fan.
Oh. Let's talk about the bachelorette party real quick with Jasmine. Oh my gosh, too many comments on Twitter talking about if it was the other way around. Child, we'll be on Dateline watching this.
Not even that, but I feel like if that was the other way around, who would be able to see Gino's head?
Like, literally.
Hat off.
Literally. I mean, listen, if it was any other couple, I would be okay with it and being like, oh, they fun. Like, you know, if it's a problem, we'll be able to brush it off. But I don't think, okay, as much as the preview kind of, well, it didn't really expose anything, but I don't think Gino's going to do much other than just like talk about, oh, I don't think that's right.
Yeah, I don't like that. And then she's going to play it down like, what? I didn't do anything. I didn't touch him. My friend organized this. And then Gino's going to let it go.
Yeah. Memphis, I'm getting tired of Memphis's ultimatums. We get, I don't know if this is like the peak one where she's saying, hey, if we can't get married today, when I go back home,
they went to the consular to go get their visa or submit some paperwork for the visa. And
if they can't make it,
they're running late. Bossing him around, like yelling at him, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you organize better?
And finally, when I don't know if it's before or after they go to that to do their visa and papers, where she gives him the ultimatum, like, hey, if we can't get this done, I want to go back home single.
And I'm interested to know the reason. What were they discussing?
If we don't get our ish together and make it to the place to do our papers, when we go home after this trip, if we're not married, like I don't
know why I disagree with you. I feel like it was the other way around. I feel like that scene where they're sitting down happened after they came back. So I wonder if it was something that, you know, maybe they missed out on a document.
Oh, yeah.
Document, okay. Or maybe he needs to do something, you know. Something like, you know, he didn't do, and then just to make sure that they meet a certain deadline. I think that's what happened, because he seemed like he was going through the paperwork and he was reading something.
Yeah, you know? Or maybe they like flagged him or something about the
maybe some background issues or something like that he needs to submit. And so just to kind of put pressure there, it's like
But I'm getting tired of homegirls ultimatums. Like it's giving me mother. Like
why can't she get the dictionary what your old boy, you know, has? Like it just this man does not understand
that phone of hers. She's not using it right. I don't know what she's using it for. But our last prediction or question is, will Ben meet Mahogany? Dun dun dun. And I read on Twitter that apparently he was flying with Spirit's airline. I didn't notice that. Will he make it? Let's talk about will he make it to meet her?
He's there by Spirit. In Spirit.
And meet her in Spirit because she won't even
Spirit. Okay, either that being in heaven or whatever he believes. Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like he'll end up going.
Maybe another woman will just come up.
Right, be like, yeah, I played you. I just thought you were handsome and stuff. It might be an older man, but imagine if it's an older woman though.
That would be kind of nice. I mean, like if it was.
But I mean, yeah.
If it was an older woman, not too, I mean.
What if it's his wife playing games, catfishing?
That would be like wrong show, but I would still watch it. Like, come on. Like, get your ass on
Catfish MTV. Call MTV real quick.
I'm about to say, you're on the wrong show, but like, I'm gonna follow you to the other show because I'm trying to see who this woman is.
It seems like his wife was not over.
She's not. She's
not.
not.
You forget to talk about Elena and Caleb. The secret about them, Elena having to move in, I guess, living together with his ex-boyfriend and being serious. I just think that, I don't really see a future for them too. I just feel like Caleb is gonna look for a reason and maybe he might hold this because it's nothing. It's the past, It's the past. They were not together. They're not an item. So it shouldn't matter. It should not matter, right? They were just like Caleb. He was talking his screen and in his introduction episode, he was talking about like he likes to have fun with girls. So I don't think it should matter. But as we saw today on the preview for next week, he's making a big deal out of it.
I think that might be his way out, like you said.
That's true. He's looking for a way out, and
just like like Jasmine and Gino, you got to slip that in. But hey, by the way, like, I'm not really trying to do anything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, peace out and just dip out. So maybe so. But can't wait to see.
It's really sad. It's really sad. But I wasn't really, my eggs weren't in the basket of them getting engaged by the end of this season. Yeah. Any more thoughts about this episode?
Nothing really. it was a good, not the best episode.
I think it was better than last week's episode.
Really? I just thought last week was fun, especially with Elena getting grabbed and getting carried like that. It was a lot of scenes. I was like, I don't know if I should laugh or feel bad. But this episode was like more of like, just like flat lines. Like, okay, it's a decent episode.
Yeah, I think I got to
next week will also be flatline, like just decent.
Yeah, I don't think it will be any more exciting, but that ends our review, and thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next Sunday. Bye.